Our first step is to remove the center section of the exhaust to access the drive shaft. This car has an aftermarket exhaust with custom-made hangers, so your process may vary, but drop the exhaust in whatever method works best for your application. Pull the center section of the exhaust out and you will now have access to the drive shaft. Remove the small heat shield beneath the OEM Driveshaft Carrier. Then unbolt the carrier from the car. Next, make 2 cuts to the carrier frame, one on each side. Now, using a razor blade, make a cut all the way around to separate the frame from the rest of the bearing. Then cut the remaining loose rubber on the center of the bearing all the way around until it's flush with the rest of the bearing. Leave the base layer of rubber intact. Your bearing should look like this when you're done. Before installing the new JXB carrier, attach the 2 separate feet to the lower half of the carrier using the provided 5mm Allen bolts. To install on the car, take the top half with the bushing in it and slide it over top of the bearing with the text facing the front of the vehicle. Then bring the bottom half up to meet it and connect the two together using the provided 6mm Allen bolts. As you tighten the bolts, switch back and forth from left to right so the bolts don't bind in the holes. A small gap may form between the 2 bushings. This is normal. Your carrier likely came with a set of several extra washers because your OEM carrier might have been mounted with shims from the factory. Some have it and some don't. If yours doesn't, you can skip this step. If yours does, match the thickness of your shims as close as you can with the provided washers. Then, when installing on the new carrier, put them above the top small washer, then proceed with the install as normal. Next, take your bolt, put a fender washer on it, an isolation damper facing up, go up into the carrier, bring another isolation damper down from the top, and then put your small washer on the very top. Loosely thread it into the body. Same thing on the other side. Bolt, fender washer, isolation damper, up through the carrier, another isolation damper down from the top, and a small washer on the very top. Tighten both bolts and torque them each to 19 Newton meters. Then reinstall everything and enjoy your new JXB Driveshaft Carrier.